This is the single fastest SUV in the market today. The idea of the fastest SUV was almost inconsequential in the past. Overall, SUVs are designed for utility. People used to buy them to handle cargo and carry multiple passengers at the same time. There were certain models such as the Lamborghini LM002 that tried to appeal to the need for speed market. But in the grand scheme of things, utility was the main selling point of SUVs. But things have changed already. While people are still not looking for racing cars, they still want their SUVs to run fast. I mean, really fast. Who doesn't want to get to their destination in the shortest time possible? In a nutshell, speed has become an integral aspect of the overall driving convenience for new SUV buyers. So, what's the fastest SUV that you can get today? Hello everyone, this is Joe from Carland TV. And in this video, I'm going to reveal to you the fastest SUV in the market today. While there are numerous SUVs that can clock 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds, the fastest one can do this feat in at least 2.5 seconds. Before I reveal what SUV this is, I'd like to ask you the favour of hitting the subscribe and notification bells. This will help the channel a lot. Now, let's get back to the video. Introducing the Tesla Plaid. The standard for rating the speed of any vehicle, not just SUVs, is a driving acceleration of 0 to 60 miles per hour. Because today's market is quite hungry for speed already, a fast vehicle should be those that can accelerate 0 to 60 miles per hour for 3.7 seconds or less. So, if you have a car with this performance, then you really have some fine taste for testing the limits of physics. But a 3.7 second sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour isn't the fastest yet in the world of SUVs. That's not the pinnacle yet, and the Tesla Plaid can prove just that. The 2023 Tesla Model X Plaid is a spectacular vehicle manufactured by Elon Musk's Tesla. Needless to say, this is an electric vehicle that fashions itself with premium features, durable construction, and powerful mechanisms. The Tesla Model X Plaid SUV was launched 2 years ago with a cost of around $140,000. It eventually superseded the Performance model, which was the most powerful Tesla vehicle at the time. In the grand scheme of things, the Performance model already had an impeccable performance. It's a beast on the road, so I was not really certain as to why an even powerful Model X Plaid was still needed. Regardless, this vehicle has stunning capabilities embedded in its system. Boasting a whopping 1,020 horsepower, the Plaid dazzles with its jaw-dropping speed, rocketing to 60 miles per hour in a mere 2.5 seconds. It's a feat few in its class can match. When you line it up against contenders like the 835 horsepower Rivian R1S or the quad-motor 610 horsepower BMW iX M60, both, despite their merits, seem to pale in the face of Plaid's sheer power. However, the horizon shows promise with the Lotus Electro R, armed with a 905 horsepower. Could it be the one to give the Plaid a run for its money? Time will tell, but remember, there might be some pricing differences to factor in. The 2023 Model X Plaid had some updated designs from its predecessor. However, I have to emphasize that the differences aren't that much, considering that Tesla isn't known for overhauling its lineups. The standout feature this year, a significant price drop of over $30,000, bringing the tag to just under $109,000. And for those who weren't fans of the yoke steering, there's good news. The classic round wheel is back at the driver's seat, though if you're a yoke enthusiast, it's still on the table for an extra $250. Already have a yoke in your Model X? No worries. A traditional wheel swap is yours for $700. When it comes to access, the new Model X is introducing a key card, but if you're nostalgic for an old key fob, it's still up for grabs. Now, diving into the autopilot options. Last year's full self-driving capability came with a $12,000 price point. For this year, it's risen to $15,000, but is now accompanied by a more budget-friendly enhanced autopilot package at $6,000, offering a subset of the FSD features. One more exciting tidbit, the 2023 Model X Plaid central infotainment screen now boasts a swivel feature, adding a touch of adaptability. When it comes to the Plaid trim, choices are quite streamlined. What you see is largely what's on offer. While the unconventional yoke steering wheel might catch your eye, many find the traditional round wheel a more comfortable pick. An upgrade worth mulling over is the $6,000 enhanced autopilot. The package spoils you with features like Smart Summon, seamless lane changes, automated parking, and the impressive navigation on autopilot, which orchestrates everything from your highway entry to exit, handling stops, starts, and even overtakes. Yet, a note of caution, Tesla's full self-driving capability has made headlines, and not always in a good way. At a $15,000 price point, and with the tech still seemingly in its experimental stages, one might question if it's prudent to get a tester model for such a significant investment. The Model X Plaid is no doubt a standout SUV. From its gasp-worthy acceleration to its plush comfort, it ticks many boxes. Its handling is definitely impressive, and its variable high air suspension offers nearly 9 inches of clearance, making uneven terrains a breeze. In terms of driving range and efficiency, it continues to lead, even when stacked against the freshest competitors. However, it's not without its quirks. Those flashy Falcon wing rear doors. They might turn heads, but they also mean you can't carry gear on the roof. And for an SUV, the cargo space behind that third row can feel a tad tight. Some might argue that build isn't always up to par, and its interior could be seen as overly simple given its price tag. But speaking of price, it's taken a welcome dip, which, although potentially irksome for some last year's buyers, offers a compelling reason to consider it this year. While new arrivals might boast better build and broader appeal, the Model X Plaid still packs a punch with its unmatched performance, enviable range, and expansive supercharger network. This vehicle remains a heavyweight contender in the automotive arena. But if you think that the Model X Plaid doesn't suit your taste, even with its lightning-fast acceleration, you still have some alternatives you can seriously consider. While they can't meet the 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration in under 2.5 seconds, they are still pretty close. Let me introduce them. The first one is the Lotus Electra R. Set to grace the roads of the United Kingdom later this year, the Electra has its sights set on global pavement shortly after. The entry-level model of this electric marvel doesn't skimp on power, boasting dual electric motors and a whopping 603 horsepower. However, the spotlight truly shines on the Electra R. Equipped with a dual-speed transmission, it revs up at a colossal 905 horsepower. With such figures, it's on the brink of being crowned the world's swiftest SUV for 2023. But here's the catch, our current data only reveals its acceleration up to 62 miles per hour. Sure, the 0 to 60 mile per hour dash will be slightly faster, yet to clinch the coveted title, it'll need to shave off a crucial half second. Can it? Time will tell. By the way, it can go from 0 to 60 in under 2.95 seconds. Another runner-up is the 2023 Rivian R1S. Rivian's SUV iteration of its swift and adept all-electric R1T doesn't disappoint. It's equally brisk and efficient. The R1S, especially with its top trim sporting 4 electric motors, dedicating one to each wheel, belongs to an elite group of SUVs clocking 60 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. This feat is remarkable, especially when you consider that the R1S with its 3-row seating weighs in at nearly 7,000 pounds. However, there is a catch. Its maximum speed is capped at 125 miles per hour, so don't expect to see it zooming unchecked on the German autobahn's unrestricted stretches. Eventually, we might be able to see changes on this vehicle, and who knows, it might tell between the Model X Plaid without us noticing. But in the meantime, there's no disputing that Tesla's creation is the fastest SUV that you can drive. And that's all for the Model X Plaid. I hope that you enjoyed my rundown for this impressive road beast. If you want to get more content like this, feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons. They help the channel a lot. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Stay safe.